Hi, this is Kelly Goetsch. I'm CPO of commercetools, and today I'm joined by Chris Holley, our Global ISV Partner Lead. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, Kelly, glad to be on your podcast today.
Got a couple questions for you about what you do for commercetools. Let's just get started with the first one. So we hear a lot about ecosystems in tech. What's an ecosystem and why do we need them?
Sure. So an ecosystem in tech, as in nature, is really, it's a natural grouping of software products, because we come at this from a software point of view, and tech services, and often it's bundled with hardware. And it reflects a business reality that no one company can do it all. And even more basic, no one company can do most of the things very well. So what's happened is in this complementary environment, folks have specialized, and you then to have these clusters that then covertly or overtly work together. And it's the extra value comes, I think, in tech. We all know this is something called the network effect. And the basic idea is if I have 20 people on a network instead of 10, it isn't 2x, it's actually exponentially more than 2x. And what happens is somebody becomes the big market share winner, 60, 70%, but they end up getting 80 or 90% of the profit in the marketplace. So everyone tends to create these ecosystems, and we see it today with Apple. You know, the iPhone is the, if not the majority, it's the plurality phone in the marketplace, at least in the G10, G12 countries. And maybe they take 50% market share in the handsets, but they run 85% of the profit opportunity, and it leaves everyone else to fight over what's left. So ecosystems has naturally evolved in the software and in the tech business.
Yeah, and I really like that part of our strategy that you've defined, which is we know what we do. We do that thing really well. In our case, it's core commerce. And we bring in third-party partners to augment our capabilities. But, we're the first company to tell somebody that, we don't meet their needs in this specific area. And I think it's a bit deceitful when companies try to pretend to do a little bit of everything. And I think they're doing a disservice to themselves and to their customers by pretending to do 10% of every piece of functionality out there just so that they can tick a box.
I agree. I think competition is good. It's certainly good for the client. It gives them better products, better services, more options. And quite frankly, as providers, the competition makes us step up our game, offer better solutions, more importantly, better value, and be more responsive. So absolutely.
And from a software perspective, what are the options for an ecosystem?
Yeah, there are a couple, and I separate it into there's a business model and there's a delivery model. So on the business side, I call it, eco buddies or BFFs. There are folks out there who are trusted advisors. I'm a consultant. I want to give you my best advice, and I don't want to be tainted by having a financial interest, so no one can second guess me. And there's a lot of that's just good networking and reputation. It's why we do a lot of customer references. Those are examples of buddies. In the SaaS space, referral seems to be the most, the most popular one in that you work together, there's a creation of some opportunity. So there's business value there, but in lieu of a commission, because you're not really selling, you just get some recognition of the value that was brought. A very popular one in the pre-cloud environment was the resale, where you simply buy something for 100, sell it for 120. And move on. But there are issues in cloud with revenue recognition and liability for the SLA. So that's actually not very popular in the cloud in our world of composable commerce. And then finally, there's always the opportunity to private label, where you take an enabling technology, you bundle it under. Again, we used to see it in the old package software where you'd have a boot up screen and there'd be 27 different companies mentioned. Nowadays, in cloud, you're getting a service level agreement and a set of capabilities, and it's actually bundled in the tech stack that's invisible to clients. And then there's a delivery model. So most SaaS is direct buy from the company. So someone purchases commercetools, we set up their cloud environment, we give them a URL, we have a super user, and then they go and they just deal with it directly. But you're starting to see with cloud delivery, and we're a company that does it. We host our APIs in the Google Cloud as a vendor to us, but they also have a marketplace, and we transact and make our sales available through the marketplace, in which case Google gets again, it's not a commission, it's kind of a fee in the marketplace because they never really resell and take title. So it's a hybrid model, but it's an example of how the ecosystem as a supplier and as a seller kind of works together. And then, the delivery method on the OEM it's just invisible. It's cloud. I like to say it's a service level agreement and it's a set of capabilities. Do you really care how we get there?
Yes, well said. So you walked through some of the different options. What is our approach specifically for ISV ecosystems?
Sure. So a good ecosystem strategy, and take that to ISVs, supports the company's strategic goals. And so we want to bring composable commerce everywhere possible in the marketplace. And you do that with a best of breed approach because, as we mentioned earlier, no one can do it all or big pieces of it. So you need to have partners. So the goal here with our ISV strategy is to remove the fear and friction associated with replatforming to composable commerce. And what do we mean by that? So first is the fear. A lot of customers say, is it a real viable technology? And so the answer is yes, through things like the MACH Alliance, through things like a wide variety of ISVs in complementary spaces and competition within those spaces. It shows that you're not locked into a single vendor or the risk of a passing technology fad. And we've seen many of them, at least over my career, there's been a bunch. The second is the friction. So you decide you want to get all of the benefits of composable commerce. Your concern is, but if my 5 complementary pieces of my setup, my PIM, my search, my personalization, my OMS, stuff like that, if they don't move forward, all of a sudden this project requires me to change vendors. Well, that gets expensive. There's friction. Kills the ROI. So having this broad group means that if I'm using my favorite PIM and my favorite search on my legacy platform, I move to commercetools, I can move them forward and just plug them in. And so at the end of the day, the strategy is to grow composable commerce. Everyone wins. Clients get this diverse experience, the ability to create what they want for their customer value and experience. We as a vendor, our community grows and keeps this. It's Bezos's idea of the flywheel. It's the virtuous cycle. We get a solid install base of successful implementations, higher quality, more adaptation to the platform, and it just grows.
Yeah, that flywheel concept is so important, and it goes back to the network effects that you were talking about earlier as well. So, today we're announcing a new partner program. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. I'm really proud of this. So a little context. Last year, commercetools introduced a systems integrator program, and it was 3 tiers based upon skill certifications and business commitment. So what we've done here is simply we've piggybacked that and built on it. So it is a 3-tier program: registered, select, and premier. Same nomenclature as the SI program. Each one of them comes with a logo. And the idea here is the commercetools ISV logo indicates that every one of these ISVs has an actual integration with commercetools that has been reviewed and approved by our tech team. In fact, Kelly, there are folks on your team who do it. And so registered is the entry-level tier, and that supports this idea of the broad selection of ISVs that eliminate the fear and friction for our customers, and they can be in any part of the marketplace or any subset of capabilities. The select partnership level is a subset of ISVs, and it's really it's the idea. Another one of the great technology ideas, the whole product strategy. So actually, Kelly, when you and I first met when I joined the company, we sat down and talked about areas where we wanted additional ISV support. We'll use OMS, order management, as example. We're not going to create an order management system, but it's perfectly reasonable to expect someone doing modern composable commerce to need OMS. So we reach out, we have OMS companies who work with us, who integrate, and because they round out our whole product strategy and they're closer to that customer's decision to re-platform on composable commerce, it makes sense for us to do a little more sales and marketing activity. So customers who are, I should say ISVs at that level, they get a little more attention for us. And then the highest level is Premier, and basically it's the MACH certified, the MACH Alliance certified ISV vendors working with us. we are a founder, you are founder and past leader of the Mach Alliance. That is the ultimate expression of the technology behind composable commerce. Our top partners are fully in and certified. But the bottom line is, wherever you are in the continuum as an ISV, it delivers the same thing. It's a high quality composable commerce implementation for clients. It reduces the fear and the friction. And the bottom line is, it's a growing dynamic market with options and competition, and more importantly, great results for our clients.
Absolutely. Well, I know we're excited about it. Thanks for taking the lead on it.
You're great. And so I'll just make the offer out there to anybody who's listening. It's christopher.holley@commercetools.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I'd love to talk to any ISV that wants to join us in the composable commerce march to progress. And we have a home for you, and we're glad to work with you. So thank you all. And Kelly, thank you for making me part of your video podcast today.
Thank you.